Chihara brothers have been fishing these waters for nearly half a century. Okinawa was once called the Land of the Immortals. Now it is known as the Islands of the Aged, the place where people live longer and healthier than anywhere else. For as long as humans have lived, many have wanted to live for longer. The Okinawans can show the rest of us how it's done. This 88-year-old farmer still works an 11-hour day, every day of the week. The typical Okinawan lives for more than 80 years, women for 86. And that's just an average. As a proportion of population, there are 4 times as many people over 100 than anywhere on the planet. Bullfighting, Okinawan style. It's similar to sumo. Urged on by their stable masters, 2 heavyweights throw themselves at each other until one submits.
The Okinawan elderly don't just live very long lives, they live incredibly healthy and active ones. Whereas in Australia we tend to celebrate the exploits of the young, particularly on the sporting field, here it's the actions of the aged that capture the imagination. The 96-year-old man who beat up a former boxing champ who was in his 30s, for example. Everywhere you look, you see people who are elderly, but they're definitely not acting their age.
Minoru Gushiken is 93 and a bullfighting fanatic. You've heard of the Karate Kid? Well, meet the Karate Great-Granddad. Miyoko Tousei is 75 years old. He's attained karate's highest ranking, which is hardly surprising, given that he's been practicing for more than 6 decades. His sparring partner is also in his mid-70s, as are several other members of the class. Okinawans invented karate, and it's considered an important form of exercise, a martial art that extends life rather than shortening it.
Karate is not to kill, but to keep your health. No, sweep away all stress. I have never in hospital in my life.
You've never been in hospital?
Today, never been in hospital.
That's incredible, particularly to people from Australia. What is the secret of your health in that case?
Don't drink too much and always relax. Never hasty, never haste, just relax. Always think, well, it will be done someday. That's Okinawa life.
Okinawa is the healthiest place on the planet. Despite the number of old people, dementia is rare. The other ravages of aging, virtually unheard of.
Compared to other areas of the world, we see about 1/4 of the incidence of heart disease in Okinawa. Very low rates of stroke compared to mainland Japan in particular. Low rates of particular kinds of cancers, particularly hormone-dependent cancers such as breast cancer, prostate cancer, ovarian cancer.
Craig Wilcox is what's known as a medical anthropologist. Along with Professor Makoto Suzuki, he's part of a team that spent the last quarter of a century researching Okinawa's health and habits, trying to uncover its secrets. Today, they're visiting one of the region's few nursing homes. It's more like a country club than a place where people come to die. And it's not just genetics. Studies have shown that when Okinawans migrate, they become like the rest of us. Lifestyle is what's important. So what is Okinawa's secret? To find the answer, I travelled north to a remarkable village full of remarkable people. Ogimi is nestled between the mountains and the sea. The village is one of Okinawa's poorest, but it has the longest life expectancy. 12 of the locals are centenarians. On the outskirts of town stands a stone tablet. At 80 you are still a child, it reads, and if at 90 heaven calls, say, go away and come back when I am 100. Nearby lives Ogami's most famous resident. I decided to pay a house call.
Ohayo gozaimasu, Oba-chan. Hajimemashite. O genki desu ka?
Ushi Okushima is 103. When she was born, the Wright brothers had still not made their historic flight.
おばあもうこんな人以上にこんな健康も長生きして孫なんかとも一番こんないろいろ番になった話こうやったりするこれが一番楽しみだからもっともっと長生きもっと 4,5 年でももう長生きしたいねと思ってる。
I wasn't the only visitor. Each morning, some of the Ogami elders meet to drink tea. Their ages add up to nearly 500. The professors believe the strong sense of community ensures no one gets lonely or depressed and is a key contributor to long life.
よく働きよく食べてこの部落はね漁業者魚取りであったからみんな海魚食べてみんなこんな健康よ刺身食べたり食べたり朝よ
Here, women are the spiritual leaders, revered and respected. Okushima-san has 13 grandchildren, 22 great-grandchildren and 1 great-great-grandchild. She's lived in Ogami her entire life and says her most profound memory is losing her husband in the war.
どうして私はこのたくさんの子供を育てていくかねと一番これが心配して長生きもできるかねと思ったらこれから自分で子供なんか育てらんといかないねと思うと商売始まってね
Okushima-san doesn't use glasses or a hearing aid and doesn't need a cane. Most days, the 103-year-old works in the fields or works out at home.
あなたは可愛いです。どうも。
余計可愛い。
ああ、ではありません。